What's up, y'all? It's Cam, and I'm here with another review. Today, we're talking about The And by Andy Mineo. Now, Andy Mineo has become one of the guys, one of the names that is synonymous with Christian hip hop. Whenever he releases an album, it really becomes an event for all of CHH. So now I have a love-hate relationship with Andy Mineo because I really love a lot of the music that he puts out. But for every amazing album that he releases, he usually throws out a dud project as well. And I don't mean this to be harsh, but we get albums like Uncomfortable, which are incredible, followed by, I don't know, Magic and Bird, which Magic and Bird is fun. I get it. It's fine. A lot of people like Magic and Bird. But his projects after that, you get a project like Work in Progress, which was very much hyped up, but can really be used as a platform for Andy Mineo, who has chopped these podcast episodes and put them into his album, basically saying, man, this unfinished album is a concept album, and the whole concept is it's unfinished and it will never be finished. And I feel like he always shoots for the stars, which is a double-edged sword, where you get some really cool things that happen, and sometimes you get a really cohesive project like Neverland 2, one of my favorites. Then you get some duds sometimes, which can be a little painful when Andy is still just as ambitious, but sometimes it feels a little misplaced. So this is another ambitious project here, and this one actually started off as a project that was not supposed to be released on traditional streaming platforms, and it was titled For Promotional Use Only. Now, to be honest with you, I listened to this one time and was okay with not revisiting it more than that. The music was fine, but the hard part was accessibility, or lack thereof, with it being off Spotify and Apple Music. The project For Promotional Use Only was very sample-driven. It used plenty of sounds from commercially released songs, releases from Mark Morrison's Return to the Mac, a wide range of other artists, Sean Leon, just to name a few there. And so with me not really revisiting the album because of accessibility, not being on streaming, I wonder if Andy felt the same way, because he decided to put extensive work into this project and making this album releasable on streaming by switching samples, while also getting some of these samples cleared, such as the Return of the Mac sample. I actually really appreciate the sentiment from Andy as a fan and as a listener, where nowadays you feel like you get to hear him less and less. I will personally say from the top that this project was worth releasing from Andy's standpoint. I think it does something different as far as thematically and sonically that adds to his discography. But like I said, this is a concept album. We get that from the start with Isamu's Circle. I'm saying that right, Isamu Circle, where Andy ponders his career thus far and why it might be harder to release music these days. He says, "Different from my competition, hope you recognize commitment. Wrote inside these compositions, most will say, it's fine, it's finished. Like, why don't you ship it, man? Don't you know that I can't be forcing gimmicks trying to get some more to listen? No, dog, I'm in the purpose business." So Andy is saying he's not for the quick, cheap, and easy music that a lot of artists are making right now for the social media, or for making hits and quick, easy songs for TikTok or something like that. Music that compromises his artistic integrity. We also get this sample that is revisited throughout the project of how everything is a circle. That's kind of this philosophical, overarching message that everything is full circle in life. And so this intro track is just priming us for the introspective journey that Andy wants us to go on with him. And so as we ease into it, we actually get an absolute stunner, banger of a track, Regular. I love Andy's confidence. He's cool. He's got this collective flow here. The beat is grimy. It's gross. It's nasty with the hard-hitting 808s and distorted horns panning on both sides of your ears. And Andy just says this isn't regular in regards to his career thus far, what he's been able to accomplish, and ultimately what God has done through Andy. He also cements this by stating his newfound second wind and passion for the music, and says that he's addicted to getting better. I love that we're getting a hungry sounding Andy Mineo here. On the track, Okay We Back, Andy uses that Mark Morrison Return to the Mac sample to both musically and metaphorically create a triumphant return to music post-Reach Records. He has recently got out of his Reach Records deal and is doing his own thing with Minor League. Now, this was the second official single for this project, and Andy promoted this one hard. And it really does sound and feel like a true hit and a home run of a track. It's got a great bounce to it. The production here is nice, and we get some Andy with nice, clever bars for one, just to enjoy the vibes, but also if you're really listening, there's some good, funny stuff in here. He says, "I'm feeling like Vince McMahon with 2 torn quads. I can't stand y'all, still doing my job." That's a great reference right there. There's one that really tore me up. He said, "Where everybody keep a 2 like a GC, and why they swearing that they hard, they got ED." That's definitely some post-Reach Records bars right there. On the track Play Along, we get another banger here with Andy giving us some juxtaposition of wealth and Christianity, and how Andy doesn't want to play along with the games that come with fortune and fame, whether that's pandering to an audience or aligning yourself with others just to be associated with something that's current and trending. It goes to show that no Christian artists or pastors or celebrities or anyone are safe from that sort of thing. He gives bars like, "Even Yeezy know every time you see a dollar sign, there's a vulture," and "Walking by faith in the Gucci loafers, hopping off the yacht, talking about stepping off the boat first." I like the instrumentation on this one with the grimy trap sounds that are used with the midsection that has a beat switch that uses some soul and breakbeat sounds. Andy does both parts really well. It's a nice contrast, and it fits within the narrative of the album. It's titled The And. Two things that, may seem contradicting, but somehow working together. There's that and. On the track More Lost and Found, we get Andy really experimenting here, using this electric guitar, indie rock, alt rock sounding sample in which he is singing over, talking about how even when your life has been transformed by Christ, the flesh is still there. And so I really enjoy that one to a degree of Andy's talking about how he's come a long way and he's still got a long way to go. And while I think the vocals here has a heavy filter on it, I think the performance could be a little bit better. I still find it catchy. I still find it interesting, right? There are some interlude tracks placed here and there within the project that continue to drive that and or circle narrative, or just help cleanse the musical palette for whatever song you're about to go into. And I like that they don't overstay their welcome and are additive in their nature. One of the tracks that I feel is one of the more interesting topically is I Swear This Is Not an Andre 3000 diss song, where Andy dives into the topic of what do you do when you outgrow the things that you love, or really, when is the right time to walk away from something? And I like the idea and parallels that Andy makes between his expectations of one of his heroes and then his own career. But for me, it works more like a novelty track in my opinion. I heard it once and I've never really cared to listen to it more than that. It's an interesting think piece from Andy's point of view, but for me, it almost feels a little too niche and asks quite a bit from its listeners. I can understand what it's trying to do, but for me, it's got little to no replay value. One song that does have a lot of replay value for me is Forever, the track with Andy Mineo featuring John Keith, which has a really nice vocal contribution here. The melodic and songwriting performance on this one is just top tier. I think the vocals are incredible. We get this nice kind of dance hall track here with a lush vocal choir layered into the beat. And I just think it's a beautiful sounding song. There are some really solid tracks on the back end of the project as well. I really enjoy the Red Room freestyle with its menacing bass line that acts as an anchor point for the track. We have the song Watch This, which is a great closer. And we get Andy reflecting on his journey thus far in music and life when he says, "I've been all around the planet, somehow I stay planted. My mama died in my arms, but somehow I still manage to give all the glory to God. I ain't asking him why when I don't understand it." This is a really touching track that gives insight into where Andy is at emotionally and his outlook as to where he's given a lot in regards to releasing music and his willingness to continue to move forward. I think Andy takes some artistic risks on this project that pay off. I also love that he feels reignited and inspired to jump back into releasing music again, especially with his own record label, like I said, Minor League earlier. I'm excited to see what else he does through Minor League. And while there are a few times this project feels like it's going to hit a wall or about to hit a wall, I feel like it gets back on track pretty fast and gives us some new sounds and themes to hear and process. This isn't by any means my favorite Andy Mineo project, but I really enjoyed it to the extent of the different risks it takes, the sounds from Andy, a lot of good stuff on here. And it's just good to hear from one of Christian hip hop's most important voices. I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. So let me know, what did you think about this album? What were some of your favorite tracks? Anything that you disagree with that I said? And then let me know, what should I review next? I'll see y'all next time.